Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. As I say, as good as I can be during a pandemic.
Right?
Yeah, it's definitely a different time right now. Um, I want to jump right in because I've got lots of questions for you. But I would love for you to just like start off by introducing yourself. Um, who are you? Where can people find your art? Where can people find your stuff? All of that.
Great question. My name is Megan. I am the owner and creator of Happy Camper KC, which I consider myself a grassroots artist because I'm self-taught. I learned that term grassroots from a museum that my husband took me to in Lucas, Kansas. I'm from Kansas,
Mm.
Kansas City, actually.
That's the
And
K in Happy Camper, or excuse me, the KC in Happy Camper. KC is Kansas City. There we go.
you got it. Yeah. Happy Camper was actually already taken. So, yeah, I'm Happy Camper. Hello. Hi.
Hi, I'm so glad you're here and doing this with me. So are you in Kansas right now? Where are you right now?
Well, Kansas City is split
Excuse
between
me,
two
Missouri.
states.
Missouri.
Yeah. I'm on the Missouri side right now. We're at a campground just north of Kansas City by the
Okay,
airport, in Platte City.
gotcha. Okay.
In the camper still, though.
Yeah, so you're safe at home, which I mean it's home, but it's your camper
Yeah.
wherever you park it. But you're
Yeah.
safe and home with your partner and your pups, and everybody is healthy, I hope, and good.
Yes, everybody's healthy and happy. It's weird. I haven't been home in about 2 years. We've been on the road. So it's weird being home and seeing people, but not being able to hug everyone.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be home, and I'm happy that everyone I know and love is safe.
Yeah, and you can at least see them through a window or from a distance and know that like physically they're there, they're okay, everything's good. So
Yeah,
that's nice to
exactly.
okay, so you live in a camper. I would
I,
love for you to talk about that a little bit just to start off because you travel all around. How big is the camper? Like, I mean, just give us a little like taste of what life is like for you.
I actually used to live in a three-bedroom house in a small town in Kansas, and I had a 9 to 5 job doing government construction management of all things, and I was just it just wasn't a good fit for me. So my hubby and I put together a 5-year plan to basically wholeheartedly lean into the minimalistic lifestyle, and we got the camper. It took about 5 years to get rid of a three-bedroom house worth of stuff.
I
We
can't
had a
even
lot.
imagine
Yeah.
paring my house down to one.
I had so many shoes and clothes.
Yeah. So did you have to do like a storage unit situation, or was it you really like pared everything down?
We sold the home, and a good friend of mine, her parents let us move into their house to rent. We renovated the house because they wanted to sell the house. And then it took about 3 garage sales, and we just sold everything.
Wow.
We definitely put the cart before the horse because we bought the camper before we bought a truck that could pull the camper.
Mm.
Just because of living situations. My brother-in-law helped us take it from, we were living in Independence, Missouri. Um, we moved from Kansas to Missouri, and then when we got the camper, we went back to Kansas and lived in Bonner Springs, Kansas for about 6 months. And then the first winter of 2018, we went south. We went to Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Mhm.
And yeah, and we've been doing it ever since. My husband, he work camps, which is where you usually work at a campground in exchange for free rent and other
Mhm.
benefits. And then I am a virtual assistant and obviously a wood burner.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us a little bit about the virtual assistant stuff because you have a whole different Instagram handle and like separate business basically from Happy Camper stuff called Happy Desk. So I'd love for you to just talk for a second about Happy Desk.
Happy Desk is my virtual assistant business. I did niche down to specify that I help realtors. It started out kind of funny. A mentor of mine, she wanted me to do transaction coordination and real estate, which is totally up my alley because I was already doing contracts for government. And if you do anything in the government, it's ridiculous.
You got to jump through all the hoops. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, if you can do government contracts, you can do real estate contracts. Yeah. So I started working for her in a hedge fund here in Kansas City, and I was working remotely. It's all just, you know, paperwork. Yeah. And then winter 2018 to 2019, the hedge fund decided to defund Kansas City and invest in another city. So they let our team go, and I didn't know what I was going to do. At the time, I was doing that plus wood burning and doing art shows and stuff. And unfortunately, I just wasn't making enough money on the wood burning side to sustain life on the road.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm already Happi Camper. I might as well make it something similar. And I opened up Happi Desk and just started networking with more realtors and leaned into my graphic design services, which I had gone to college for graphic design.
Awesome. And I'm like learning so much already. This is just, I love this so much. This is great.
It's the whole thing has been a referral business, which I'm blessed to say has been amazing for me. So once I work with one person, I get another person, and then somebody asks me if I can do something, and half the time I don't know how to do it, but I Google it and I figure out how to do it.
Definitely the type of person that figures things out. Like you can.
I think most small businesses are. I know you too.
You have to. I mean, when you wear every single hat that you have to for the whole business to keep it running, that you just kind of have to learn how to think on your feet and figure it all out. But that's awesome. That's really awesome that it's mostly referrals that you are getting, because that speaks a lot to your work, you know, that you're doing there. So that's great.
Thank you. I love it. It's difficult. Some days you work so many hours, and then other days I don't work many. The whole quarantine, stay-at-home stuff, a lot of people are pivoting to virtual, everything virtual. So someone like me who's seasoned in the virtual world is actually a benefit right now. So I'm very blessed.
Yeah.
And I'm helping more than just realtors right now. The real estate industry has kind of slowed down. So I have other people like artists, and there's a woman I'm helping out in New Jersey. She runs a very successful Etsy shop, and she pivoted from making pillows to making face masks.
Nice.
And she hired me. I'm just doing customer service for her strictly through Etsy. Yeah. So you take what you can get right now.
Yeah, really. I mean, and that's kind of what you have to do in these circumstances, is do what you have to do to get by, but you're good at what you do. So that's
thank you.
That helps. You know what I mean? That always helps starting from there. So what percentage of your time do you spend on like wood burning versus business? And then how much of your time do you roughly spend on Happi Camper versus Happi Desk?
Happi Desk is my bread and butter, as I say. It's really what I get a very steady weekly check income stream, I guess. Yeah. So Monday through Friday is usually dedicated to Happi Desk, my virtual assistant services, marketing, graphic design. And the weekends I dedicate, I say I have weekends off, but I mean, really,
when you're a small business and you're doing the whole thing, there's no such thing.
No. Yeah. So my weekends are my wood burning time. Usually from Friday night until Sunday night. I have a beer in my hand and a wood burning pen in the other.
That's good to have, in both hands. Double fisting in the best way. Yeah. Do you have art pieces with you where you're at? I want to show people a piece of yours that I own that you made for, it was some burnt month challenge, I think. I don't even remember what the prompt was or anything. I just saw it, and I think I DM'd you right away and was like, I need that piece. Like, how much do you want for it?
Right.
This is it, and I just love it so much. It lives in my room, right, like next to where I sleep, like above my side table, and I freaking love it. And
I'm so happy to have it.
You can't even comprehend though, like the brown spots are burned, and then there's like there's like shiny layers of color and then like watercolor. I don't even know what you used on this. You must have used like several different types of coloring techniques, but I just, oh my God, I love this piece so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was definitely for one of those burnt March, and was the very beginning of my exploration of color and mixed media, which if it wasn't for your burnt month challenges and pushing the creative envelope for the whole community, I would have never even gotten to where I'm at today. So thank you for hosting those burnt challenges.
Thank you for saying that. That you don't understand how much that means to me. So that's really, really great to hear. Like really great to hear.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm like all thrown off now because you're saying nice things to me. Okay, how did you find wood burning, my dear?
In 2012, I was in a situation, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, where you just didn't have a lot of money to buy Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
So I was going to make Christmas gifts, and I always say, you know, handmade with love and all of that. So I went to some craft store. I picked up a cheap walnut hollow Versatool with like a 40% off coupon, and that's what I made a bunch of Christmas gifts, and I loved it. It really, at the time, I didn't realize how much I would fall in love with it, and I think a lot of other wood burners feel the same. So between 2012 and 2017, I was just doing it to make gifts for people and as a way to kind of be present. Wood burning in and of itself reminds me of my childhood. We had a wood burning stove. I was a very sick kid. I had horrible asthma, and I still do. And my parents would hold me in a rocking chair, and they would open up the wood burning stove, and they would kind of rub my chest. And just the smell of the act of burning wood, it's so cathartic and pleasant to me, and it feels safe.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it since 2012, and then in 2017, my husband lost his job, and my friends said, you need to be selling this stuff. I don't know why you're not doing that. And I never even considered that a possibility. So she actually helped me start an Instagram in the very beginning days, because I had been 5 years off social media at that time. Didn't believe in social media. Didn't really like it or whatever. And she helped me, and it really just opened up a whole world after 2017. That's when I started my Instagram and my shop, and here I am today.
That's so awesome. I don't even know when I found you. I feel like you've always been part of the wood burning community as far as I've known it, but it must have been around 2017 at some point in time. I think
it was end of 2017 when I started following you. It was burnt March 2018 when I did my first burnt challenge.
That must have been when I found you or something.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did. That's all I have to say. And I'm glad you found wood burning and are doing. What other hobbies and crafts do you do besides wood burning? Is there anything else that sparks your fancy, or do you have to kind of keep things, the crafting at a minimum because of storage space?
Itty bitty living space. I do live in it's only 23 feet of space. So it's not a lot. My other hobbies include, I love watercolors. There are hobbies that I wish I could do, or I wish I had like a big studio for. I would love to do leather work. I would love to, there's a loud bird. Do you hear that bird?
Yeah. I like it. I'm
in a park.
It kind of sounds like a crow.
Yeah, it is. It's a giant crow. I would love to also do stained glass.
Oh, yeah.
But I know nothing of leather work or stained glass at this time. And I've already taken over the living room and the storage downstairs. Downstairs meaning like the underpass of the camper. Downstairs. And so it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's actually something that Burned Essentials, she commented. She said, how do you store all that wood in a 23-foot camper? Yeah.
If it wasn't for my husband, I don't think I would. He's really good at Tetris.
I was going to say,
and so
someone in the family needs to be.
He helps me stay organized. He puts together modules, which is what he calls modules, which is like where he puts like all my stuff in these little bags. and then like they're just kind of grab and go. So I have one of these for my watercolors, this is my wood burning one. And or like one of them for my shipping. It's like a shipping tote. So it's very, you have to be methodical. I guess you could not be methodical and just live crazy, but it would not work out in a camper.
Yeah, I can't imagine not being organized in that situation. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So organization must be key. It must be.
It is.
Leatherwork is awesome, not too difficult to pick up. You definitely could do it, Megan. I agree. I think like whether you're going to be picking up work or glove work, I feel like in a 23-foot camper, leatherwork seems much more and able to actually, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know a lot of good leathersmiths out there too. So I think I could team up with some people and you can burn on leather.
Exactly, which is why I like it makes so much sense to combine those two. If you've got an interest, you should go for it. Tandy Leather is a great Instagram handle to follow for leather work stuff. And they've got beautiful leathers. Tandy Leather is awesome. Okay,
Awesome.
where do you draw inspiration from?
Most of the places
sorry, I just want to say one thing that I have noticed is like your art it's been shifting and changing in ways that I think are really, really beautiful. You've been putting a lot more, I would say, like soul into your work, where like you can really, really feel that you have put the time and the thought and like the idea, and you have a vision, and you're like, you know, following it all the way through. And I want to know, like, has inspiration changed for you? Have things shifted in a way where like you're giving yourself the freedom to create more in some way, shape, or form, or just more confident? Like what is it that I'm seeing in this shift that I've noticed in the past, I would say like 6 months or so? I feel like that I've like really seen your art just like take off in this new way that I just love so much.
I think it takes a lot of time to invest in your personal growth, your creative growth.
Yeah.
When I started wood burning, it was really just about the act of burning, all the senses that it, you know, just completely uplifts. It really wasn't about selling. And like I said, it wasn't until 2017 that I started selling. And then when I first started selling, I was making things that I thought people wanted to buy, or things that were popular, or, you know, I was selling stuff, but it wasn't like from my soul. It wasn't a good reflection of me, and so I really stressed about what I wanted my brand to be. What did I like doing within the medium of wood burning? And so it took years. I mean almost a decade now, and I'm just now starting to get into a rhythm. So I draw a lot of inspiration now from things where we've been, where we've traveled. I've been doing a lot of the female form. I'm really interested now in the female form. I've always been interested in simplicity, boldness, vibrant colors. And I think as time goes on.
What I was saying is you were describing your brand, and what you were describing is your brand. Like it's what it comes across to.
Yes.
From an outsider's perspective. So that's.
Thank you.
Really,
because I'm a social media manager, I was able to look at my insights on Instagram to see like which posts were successful.
Well, I mean, and that's what you should do. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like them joy, but you joy, like both. You know. And it seems that's the happy medium that you've found lately, and I'm loving it.
Thank you so much. I love vintage stuff here lately. Well, I've always loved vintage stuff. I used to collect vintage clothes, so a lot of my things are derived of kind of those retro, colorful vibes.
Yeah, the colors that you choose and the way that you go about it, it's just so you, and it's so happy. Like it really is happy, and that's what's like so awesome about the whole thing is you've got the branding down pat. You know,
thank you.
You've got it down. Okay. What piece of advice can you offer to anyone who's brand new at wood burning, just starting out, maybe something that you learned the hard way, but what piece of advice would you like to give to people who are starting their pyrography journey?
It's a good question.
It's a hard one.
Really try not to fall into the trap of compare and despair. And that's something I still struggle with. You are worthy, you are enough, and you are unique. No one in the world is like you. And the more that you can believe in yourself and your own abilities and just try not to be someone else, just be you, the better off you are. I live in a camper. I like color. I wood burn, and all those came together, and that's become me and my brand. And I think that everybody needs to do that and stop looking at followers or looking at likes. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And you will be so much happier if you really just ignore and do what you want to do. It really will make a difference as far as how you feel too in the whole process as well. Like, it really does help. And I always say, like, don't look next to you, like look ahead of you and look behind you to see where you've come from and see how you've grown, and look ahead of you as to where you want to go. But don't compare yourself to what's next door. You have no idea what their situation is or anything. You just need to look at how far you've come and where you want to go, and just keep your head in.
I completely agree. And I still struggle with it. I think everybody does, but we all can get past it and we all can grow as individuals.
Yeah. Well, you still put all of your work out there, and I'm glad you do. And if you maybe have those feelings, you shouldn't. So I'm here to tell you shouldn't. Okay. Any quick tips that you want to offer to anybody for growing their Instagram following? Now that we've talked about not caring about those numbers, but any sort of tips that you want to just throw out there?
Yeah, I'm one of my main gigs is I'm a social media manager, so growth on Instagram in particular is my specialty. It's twofold. You really need to focus on community, and you need to focus on networking with people who are your target audience. So
I just want everybody to soak that in for a second, like what she just said about these two things, because they are both very important. So
when I'm on Instagram, I use a scheduler, and I think everybody should schedule their work and post on Instagram and social media, because you're able to plan it out and really think about your brand and your image. And not that that's what it's all about, but professionally speaking, networking wise, use a scheduler. Later, there's another scheduler called Happi. That's what I use. It's APPHI. I focus on 5 minutes before my post goes up. I engage with my current community, so people that are in my feed. And then once the post is live, I'm engaging with my target audience. And what I mean by that is I follow the hashtags that I think my target audience is looking at. So I use a lot of color, so I'll look up hashtag rainbow babes. If I'm putting up a floral piece, I'll do hashtag garden lovers. And when you look up a hashtag on Instagram, there's two categories. There's top, which is all the influencers, and there's recent. If you click on recent and engage under the recent posts, those are people who are just posted or probably have their phone in their hands. And my tactic is, if I like their post and I want to connect with them, I go to their account. I like the first 3 or 4 posts. I go back to the first post of theirs and I leave a genuine comment, meaning I read the caption. If they ask a question, I answer the question. And then if they have any stories, I go to the stories, flip through them, and send a reaction. It's 15 minutes a day, and you grow your following.
What it is you are doing it in a methodical way, but it's genuine connection. And that's really, really important on Instagram, is the genuine connection.
Completely agree. And it's genuine. It's consistent genuineness.
Yes. Right.
So I probably spend about 30 minutes a day just networking and engaging and liking, and then hoping that that's reciprocated. And so for growth, it takes time. There are people that cut corners and do bots and spam, and I hate it. So
don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
Yeah, your account could actually get shut down.
Yeah, just don't. It's just not, just don't. You're not going to get any further in life by having
Right.
bots following you. That doesn't help anything.
Completely
Okay.
agree.
What other platforms do you use and enjoy besides Instagram? Are you on TikTok? Are there any that you have? Yeah, I know. Are there any that you have found that are like more engaging and have better reach or anything like that? Like which apps are you using and find helpful?
I use Facebook, but Facebook is more for like family and friend referrals. I found my friend Chelsea over at CG Designs, like a couple months ago, she put up something on her personal Facebook that invited her friends and family to invite their friends and family to her Facebook page, and her account grew on Facebook like crazy. Like she had 1,000 plus
That's
followers.
so
Um,
smart.
so I did that on Facebook, and I went from like 300 likes on my page to over 600, which isn't a lot, but if you like have those real people in life, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's amazing. Yeah.
My second one is Pinterest for sales, because Pinterest will link back to your selling platform. So
Yeah.
I try to get on there at least once a month. I'm not great about Pinterest. I also use Etsy as a networking platform. I reach out to other people who I think in my head would be great to collaborate with. So people who are wedding, they make stuff for weddings, or they make stuff for parties, or other gifts. And I'm like, ooh, I would love to team up with them. So I even use Etsy as a networking platform.
I mean, collaborations are a great way to grow your following and have fun in the process, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love collaborating. I think it's so much fun. Okay. Tell us a little bit more about this really cool thing that you're doing with Red Roof Barn, because a bunch of pyros are getting together. You guys put out the cutest video ever of passing the burner, which with some little magic, it's so cute. You all need to check it out, but I would love for you to just talk briefly about like what it is, what you're doing, all of that stuff.
Yeah, so it is a platform for people to download a free wood burning template, and then every Thursday between now and May, you can join a live stream that she will put on at Red Roof Barn, and she's going to be burning the designs that all of us artists have made. Each artist has submitted their very own burn pattern. Today is Mallory from My Art of Gold, and you just get an opportunity to, get a free pattern and connect with us and, make some fun stuff, learn something.
Yeah, and maybe learn something from Janny while she's creating it and all of that. I mean, I'm sure that
Exactly.
it's gonna be really cool. I need to check it out. I love that. I love it when I see pyros getting together for any purpose, any reason. I just think it's the best thing ever. I just love our community.
That video
So much.
was Dana's idea. Dana from Elysian Woods. Is that how you say it?
She did a story one time about how do people say her name, and she listed she said a bunch of different ways that she thought people said it, and she said like 4 or 5 different ways, and I say it different than all of the ways that she provided. So I'm not sure the proper way to say it. I say Elysian Woods, but I don't know what's right.
Well, it was her idea to do it, and I felt like a complete idiot in my camper. My dog's looking at me like, you're insane. I'm just like passing,
It's awesome.
But it came together.
It came together really well. It's really, really cute. Okay. If you could give advice to yourself, and this is maybe along the same lines as what advice do you give to someone who's starting out, but what advice would you give to baby pyro Megan, who started out, and like, what would you say to her?
Get more backup pins.
I love it.
I have broken so many. I'm really hard on everything. I mean, I'm just a bull in a china cabinet.
You burn deep and hot.
I do.
So, and that's your style. That's cool. But yeah, you do need to have backup pens if you're hard on your nails.
Yeah. Okay. Pens.
Let's do a deserted island question. What burner are you bringing? What type of wood? What nib? And what non-essential but essential to you tool?
Ooh, I'm going to bring my Coalwood Super Pro 2. I actually have it right here.
All right, there it is. In all its form.
2 pins, you get your detailer, and you get a heavy duty one. So this
Nice.
is definitely coming with me.
Is there a big difference between the detailer and the heavy duty as far as like, is it power? Like,
Yeah.
what's the big difference there for you?
Yeah, this guy is a huge truck. Hold on.
It's not too bad.
Okay, so the biggest difference is heat. So on the Super Pro 2, you get this pin, which has a lot more power. It heats up. I actually have melted pins because it's just it gets so hot. Obviously, the detailer is on par with the Super Pro 2, but the Super Pro 2 is like it's like a Red Bull.
It's a wood burner on Red Bull.
It's a wood burner on Red Bull. Yeah, it's like and I've compared the Super Pro 2 with probably 4 or 5 other burners, including the razor tip, and it's the most powerful tool. So if heat is what you want, it's this.
Yeah. I say that too, because the razor tip I can burn all day. You know, I mean, I'm not at a 10 by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't burn my hand. And I know so many Coldwood users that have to wear gloves and finger guards and all of that stuff because it just gets too hot. Okay, so you've got your Coldwood.
Oh,
what nib are you bringing?
So I went ahead and brought my 2 favorite nibs. Obviously, I love the ballpoint, like Brandy. And then I also frequently use a spade tip. This one isn't necessarily a spade tip.
But that cuts.
Yes. The ones that are all like knives, like a sharp knife. I like those. So those are the 2 that I usually always have on my burner.
But you can only bring one on this island. So which one are you bringing? I know.
The spade tip. I'm bringing the spade tip because I can do line work and everything I need to do.
All right, there you go. Okay. And then what type of wood are you bringing?
Poplar.
Poplar. Okay, you surprised me with this. I wasn't sure what you were going to say.
I recently started working with Rustic Wood Supplies, and I absolutely love their poplar slices. They're bold, they're fun, they're very woodsy wood.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's awesome. Is that what the piece was that you did with Annie Carver from Pyrocrafters? Was that on poplar?
That big piece was on poplar. This piece is on poplar.
Yes.
And it's just beautiful. I mean, it has great lichen.
Lichen,
yeah. It's just a beautiful wood. I mean, it's so rustic. It's so gorgeous. I would definitely take that.
Okay. And then what non-essential tools?
I would say my Tombow sand eraser.
Okay.
Because I direct sketch all the time, and I go through those things like it's nothing. I'm always using them.
They're like little nubs and stuff.
Yeah. They really are.
You have like a dozen of them just like lying around everywhere. It's kind of.
I do.
What are some of your other like favorite tools that you use that are really, really helpful that you have found to be like essential for you and your work? I mean, I imagine that the tools that you choose and the tools that you work with, they have to be essential in order for you to even have them in the camper. So I want to know what you're using.
For sure. I use, it's just basic graphite transfer paper. If I'm doing a design that someone specifically wants that I can't freehand.
Yeah.
And then the sand eraser and tape. I mean, I have such a streamlined setup. Like most everything fits into
that little bag, and that's awesome.
I don't have the space for it, and it's not like I have a studio. My studio is also my kitchen. It's also my living room.
So you can't just get stuff out that you're working on either, because you need to be able to live in that space.
Yeah, I have to completely clean the kitchen and turn the kitchen into a workspace, and then once I'm done working, I have to completely clean up so I can cook. So it's just so different than having a studio that you can go and just jam in and bounce.
How often do you burn outside, and do you have like a portable generator or something that you use so that you can burn outside? My travel trailer has outdoor what are they called? Thank you. Yeah, You're
that
welcome.
word.
What I'm here for.
Words are hard. And so I would burn outside a lot on the picnic table. It's just a lot easier because it's safer too. And
Yeah.
when I'm burning in the camper, I have to use my mask. Um, and
And then
so,
open windows afterwards, or have them open, have fans
yeah, I
on.
usually have like the kitchen fan going. I have all the windows open in the camper. But if it's nice outside, I'm wood burning outside for the most part.
Yeah.
And I'm not in my husband's way then.
Well, and one question I didn't ask you, and I'm dying to know, like, what have been some of your top spots that you've stayed in? Like, where are some of your favorite spots?
Hands down, the redwoods in Northern California.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
We stayed the whole summer there from June 1st until we stayed until November 1st. And it was the coastal redwoods, and it was pure magic. I mean, we were on the river, which was right at the mouth of the ocean. I mean, every day I saw otters and every wildlife you can think of. It was fantastic.
That's so nice. I mean, it's beautiful. The California redwoods are something special. Every time I go there, it's like you can breathe easier. You're like more relaxed, more grounded. Just everything just kind of feels right when you're in those.
I swear it sounded like a Disney movie every morning. And then when I was shooting like Instagram videos, one time a bear came up behind me, and it was like the cutest thing. It was just this little black bear, and he was coming for the ribs I had cooked the night before.
Yeah, he was.
I loved it. I would go back in a heartbeat. And if anybody's looking for an opportunity to live in the redwoods, I know a guy who needs someone.
There you go.
For free rent.
That sounds nice. I'm tempted.
Again.
Can I leave my family? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Okay. What do you use to finish your pieces?
I use a polycrylic spray. I use the high gloss aerosol. A lot of people use the liquid, and I don't like that. Even if I put a layer of aerosol down, I'm so worried about my color smearing. So I use just the aerosol, but I would love to do resin. But
resin is going to be a lot more hard in your situation. Just it's so much mess and prep work and
odor.
It has to sit out to dry and be covered, and it would be. I can understand why you haven't yet, because it's not like an easy process compared to just spraying it down with
right. Right. And you get a more natural look too with the aerosol. Like it really doesn't affect the wood too much,
Right. It really. I mean, I assume you used it on this. I think it has that sort of feel at least, and the color is only, you can tell, just slightly darker than the back. It's so good, and it doesn't mess with the colors at all.
Right.
Someone is saying, Burn Essentials, have you and your husband ever thought about building your own camper van?
Owning our own campground?
No, I think building your own camper.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. That's totally on my bucket list. Eventually, big picture, long-term, 20-year plan, 10-year plan is to be able to buy land, build a cabin, and then I would love to renovate campers and have like an Airbnb that's just vintage campers. And then I could also use it as a place to host wood burning classes. Like people can come stay in vintage campers and we can all wood burn together.
Oh my gosh, it would be like Happy Camper in person. You're like making all these happy campers, and then a bunch of people come and they're happy campers camping at your happy camper campground, and then they're burning happy camper designs. That sounds amazing.
Yes, I would like to do that. I love the 1950s Shastas. I would love to renovate those in my free time.
That would be so rad. So rad. Okay. What are your favorite ways of adding color? I mean, I want to know, like, what did you use on this? What color, what types? I mean, I think if I were to guess, it's watercolor and acrylic maybe, but I'm not sure.
At that time, that's what it was. It was just like I really just got the pressed powder palette from Michaels of watercolors, and I had already had the acrylics on hand. I think it was Deco Art. Fantastic. I mean, they're great.
You have a bunch of people signing up already.
I saw that.
Let's
do this.
Yeah, they're ready.
I'll bring the beer.
It sounds great. It sounds really
but here lately, I have been using the Artistro acrylic paint pens.
Mm.
And they have a fine tip, and you don't have any worry of flooding your deep burn lines like you do with traditional paint. So
Yeah.
I love the paint pens. You can just get so close.
Did you do the background in that as well, in the paint pens?
This background was milk paint
I
with,
was gonna say that does not look like. I'm like that would
yeah,
be that would take forever. Number
right.
one, and two,
This
like it's
background's milk paint. The detail is all the paint pens. And I use the paint pens a lot. Like you can just get just all your deep lines. It's super vibrant.
yeah.
So
I
I probably have
first
like
found
80
out
of those now.
those about those paint pens from Burn Vibes. She was the one that was using those, and then I was like, oh, I've got to try those, and they're stellar. They're really great paint pens. Tossie Jensen is asking if they blend well.
Yeah, they do. The way they work is they're like the pump action tips. So you pump them, and then you get the paint to flow to the felt, or I don't know if it's felt, but whatever the tip is. And
Yeah,
then if you basically pump more paint, you can create like a palette, a blend right on the wood. Um,
yeah.
Something I love.
While
Is
it's
you don't have to
while
put,
it's wet.
yeah. And you don't
Yeah.
have to, like with some acrylics or watercolors, sometimes it's better to put down a white base so if you want that vibrancy. But with these paint markers, I don't have to do that at all.
Yeah.
Like it sets
So
on top more. It's thicker. It's I love it. They blend
yeah,
great.
they are great, and they're nice, and they're compact, and they're clean. It's not messy. You don't need a paintbrush, and you don't need a palette. You just need the pens. Like it really is
It's
nice.
so streamlined. It's perfect for the camper.
Yeah, they're a great way to add color.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know about your super long-term goal for Happy Camper. Are there any that are like shorter term goals for Happy Camper?
Yeah, prior to the whole COVID thing, I was coming back home to Kansas City because I had two local venues here who wanted to team up and do wood burning workshops. And one is a guy who owns a sawmill, and then he owns a sawmill up here, and then another guy is or another company is in downtown Kansas City, the Crossroads Art District, and that art district it's just completely booming. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the two short-term goals. I was going to basically do my very first wood burning classes this year, and unfortunately, that's changed.
Well, hopefully it'll happen just in a little bit.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
thankfully, I didn't actually. I haven't bought all the supplies yet. Like I haven't.
Oh, good.
So I'm glad I waited, and hopefully it'll all be better later on.
Yeah, it'll all work out the way that it's supposed to, I'm sure. Platinum Peaches is wondering if there's a certain brand of paint pens that you use. The ones that you're using, they're called Artistro.
Artistro, those are the only ones I've really used. I did get the cheapy ones from Michaels, but they were just like blunt tipped, and they ran out quickly. They dried out quickly. Artistro is the only one. It's the second one I used, and I'm kind of in love with them. I haven't used anything else. But
They
I
work.
work that like Arteza has some.
Yeah, they just work really well on wood. They really do.
They do. They're bold. They're bright. They're easy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, any favorite podcasts or inspirational books that you read, that you listen to, that have been really helpful for business, life, wood burning, all that?
For life, I always recommend Louise Hay. She has a book called You Can Heal Your Life. And
Okay.
I'm a real big proponent of mental health. My mom struggled with mental health, and my whole family does. And so that book has changed my life. It really has.
I wrote it down.
I love it. I quote it all the time. I adore it. Podcast, I listen to, my friend Brittany Crossan has a podcast. She has an account called Social Sunshine, and it's more so about social media and growing your online business. I actually was on her podcast, and she's fantastic. She's out of Texas. I love her podcast. And then big podcasts are, I always listen to Joe Rogan, and I always listen to Russell Brand.
I haven't listened to Russell Brand. I mean, he's hilarious, so I imagine it's great.
He's just different now. It's kind of like how Jim Carrey used to be like this funny comedian, and now he's like a artist. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. I just watched something about Jim Carrey recently, and he is such an interesting character.
I love him. I love him. And
Yeah.
I love Russell Brand. I love just how he has just great people on his podcast. He had Ricky Gervais on recently. And, I'm not a big podcast person though, honestly.
I'm going to have to listen to that one because I can't even imagine the two of them keeping up with each other. They're both so quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So quick. Chelsea from CG Designs was asking, what was that book again? It's from Louise Hay, and it's called You Can Heal Your Life.
You Can Heal Your Life. Yeah. You Can Heal Your Life. And you can get it off Amazon all day. And she's just a real big believer in affirmations, and it's a healing within. You know, it's not so much the external like counseling and therapy, which I'm a big proponent of as well. But it really is a great book. It's streamlined. It really just gets to the point and gives you usable coping mechanisms to get through.
Which is what we all need, especially right now. We all need those coping mechanisms right now.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to show us a bunch of your art, and then I want to talk with you about the Burn Club craft fair that we're putting on together.
Sure. Well, the two pieces I already showed you guys. This one's like my favorite.
It's so beautiful.
It was kind of like the start of the idea of my just doing more women. And then I already showed you guys this one.
That's so pretty. And that color.
And then I'm working on this. It's it's actually a shelf. And it's taking forever because it's pine. But I got it on clearance at Walnut Hollow.
Good old pine.
I know. It was on clearance at Walnut Hollow, and I got this, and I got like a hexagon one, but I'm basically like curving the design through the front, and then any way that people look at it. So each side will have flowers and these big like rainbows.
Oh my God. I cannot wait to see this with color.
But I'm trying to make more stuff that's like, isn't just, as much as I love like wall art and wall decor, I want to make more stuff that has a purpose and, you know.
Functional. Yeah. Functional art is great. I mean, who doesn't love functional art? It's the best when you can actually use something that is also beautiful.
Yeah.
You know?
One of my projects right now, my good friend, she is 12 years off meth. And I'm going to be making, because she can't go to meetings right now because of COVID, which is really difficult for anybody who has challenges with addiction. And so she just celebrated 12 years clean. And so I'm going to actually make her a chip that she would have gotten at the meeting. So I'm really excited to do that. That should be fun.
That's so nice. Okay. Someone is asking, what are your top 3 woods that you prefer to burn on?
Good question. Number 1, poplar. Number 2 is basswood, and number 3 is sourwood.
Gotcha. And I haven't tried sourwood yet, and I'm excited to try it. It's gonna be fun because I've really heard good things.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I love birch too. The only one I don't like is pine.
Yeah, pine is really not great. It really. There are some other ones that are difficult. Oak kind of sucks with the grain lines. I mean, there are some that are not nearly as fun as others to burn on, you know,
sure.
Or if they're too dark or whatever, they're not as fun. Okay, let's talk about what we're doing with this Burn Club craft fair.
Yeah.
Really, really excited about it. I know we just posted about it right before we jumped on here. So people are just finding out about it, but what it is a online craft fair for everybody out there who is maybe missing their craft fairs that they would normally be doing in person. And so we're trying to come together as a community, all post all at the same time, everybody share, everybody talk about this craft fair. So hopefully people can get their work in front of as many people as they would have in person if they were at a in-person craft fair. So I'm really excited about it. And I'm so glad that you're helping me put it on and getting everything together and all of that, because you're a gem. So I'm really appreciative of it. But if anybody has any questions about it, please ask. We're happy to answer them. And you know, we've never done one of these before, so it's new for us too. But we're trying to make it as like streamlined and as easy as possible for everybody by just having everything be really simple as far as posting and selling, and really simple as far as shopping. So I'm really hopeful. So if you guys go and check out our posts. Please share them far and wide. Let's get the word out there. We need your guys' help to, you know, get the poster boards and the posters up on all of the streets, sort of a thing, you know?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
will be perusing when it goes live May 1st through 3rd. I'll be going through the most recent post and sharing as many people as I can. The goal is for the community to come together and share. Um,
Yeah.
we even if you sell one piece, you know, it's great. Our friend Chelsea, she went live and did a live sale and saw great success. So I encourage people to go live May 1st through 3rd sometime.
Yeah.
Show what you got, let people know how to pay, how much it is, what's amazing about your art. Let them see you and
Yeah. And talk about your process. I mean, it really helps. It's the doing these live videos. So I first saw Brittany Paul from Brittany Paul Inc. I don't know if you follow her, but her work is stellar. She's here in the Bay Area, and I saw her do a live video, and I bought a piece during her live, and she sold so many pieces and did so well. And so I went to like the Burn Club retreat ladies, and I was like, y'all, you guys need to do this. Like, it's amazing. And I even did it like in the Burn Club email. I'm like, everybody do a live video. Like, now's the time to
right.
get your work in front of people. So I'm hoping that like people that are maybe a little bit too afraid to put their work out there, that this will kind of be like we're all in this together. Everybody's posting their art together. So there's no shame in if a piece doesn't sell. You know, it's just about getting your work out there and hopefully getting some sales and getting some exposure and new follows and all of that stuff. But just coming together as a community to spread the word and share your art. So
Yeah. And I don't know about y'all, but when I sell the most at sales because people can come, they see that my logo's a camper, I'm able to share my story. So the more that
yeah,
you share your story, I really think that's why people decide to buy. You know,
yes,
they can love your art, which is great. You know, you eventually want to get there. But if they see a real person who has real bills to pay,
yes,
you know what I
yes,
mean? They'll
yes.
buy. People want to support others right now.
Especially especially if they're like if they've been following you for a while and they love your art and they've been wanting to support you, now's a great time for them to actually support you, you know? So doing those live videos, doing stories, but share it, you guys. Share not just your work and about the whole craft fair itself, but share other people's art too, because when you share their art, chances are decent they might share yours as well, you know? So
For sure.
and it really just it helps spread the word. And I mean, really, what we want to be is when we all can come together like this, we are all our voices are louder, and the spotlight will be like shined on everybody in the community. And so everybody needs to kind of scream it from the rooftops that this craft fair is happening, and to go and support it. And
Yeah.
you know, the support doesn't have to be in the form of a purchase. It can be in the form of sharing and commenting and encouraging and all of that stuff. Plaid Peaches is asking if it's limited to the US. No, it is not. It's open worldwide. Anybody can participate. We tried to make it so that it's really, really simple for shoppers and for sellers, that I always forget the, it's not a comment, your little title, what is it called? See, now I need help with words. You create a post and then you have your written part.
The caption?
Thank you.
Yeah. See, words are hard, man. Words are hard.
Words are hard. But we really tried to make it easy for the caption part,
Yeah.
so that it's like really simple. It's you follow the guidelines where it's like the price, the size, any description of it, and then your shipping radius. So it's really just really simple. You can say, you know, this is the price, shipped within the United States or shipped wherever, and the price of shipping, so that it's just really, really simple for everybody that's participating. And I want to encourage you, if you're doing like US only or something like that, just have like one standard shipping price or shipping included, just to make it even easier on the people that are shopping.
Right.
And then the one thing that you have to do is figure out how people are going to be paying you. We are staying completely out of that. We're just offering up the hashtag
And exposure.
and the exposure, and just trying to get everybody to come together. But as far as like the payment and shipping and all of that stuff, obviously that falls on the artist that is selling that piece.
Yeah, whatever
So
your preferred platform is to sell, Etsy,
yeah,
Venmo, PayPal, whatever works for you and your target audience.
exactly. But we will just have anybody who wants to purchase that piece direct message whoever the artist is. That way it's just really simple. But we want to encourage everybody to comment, like, share, genuine comments on as many posts as you find on the hashtag, because it just helps get the exposure up, you
For
know, and
sure.
more,
And make sure that you're tagging people too. If you're sharing
yeah,
someone's post to your story, that doesn't automatically let them know that you shared it. So,
right.
just it takes 2 seconds, drop in their handle. That way they
Yep.
get a notification and it only takes them 1 or 2 taps for them to share it. Sharing is caring.
It's true. And I mean, it really just, we need everybody to come together here to make this a giant success. And I know that we can do it. And I'm excited to see just how successful we can make it for everybody that is, trying to survive right now and get their art out there. So I'm really pumped for it. May 1st through the 3rd, everybody can start shopping on May 1st. Through May 3rd, you can use that hashtag, get those pieces up there, and each piece gets a different post, and you can delete them afterwards. If a piece sells, you'll just write sold in big giant letters across that piece, so that people know that it's sold.
Yeah.
But really, I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm so glad that I have you helping me with it, because
I'm grateful to be helping you. I mean, because I'm right there with you guys. I mean, business is slowed down for everybody. We don't have the fairs. Like I said, I sell most of my art at shows, and they're just not happening right now. So this is
yeah,
like, we're like trailblazers here, people. Like this is an opportunity to be a part of something so much bigger than ourselves, and really for the community. Like I cannot tell you how excited I am about this.
yeah, I'm excited too. I'm so hopeful, that it's going to really help people. And honestly, I'm excited to shop,
Yeah.
because I've been sitting in my house now for 6 weeks, and I'm like, some new art would be really nice, So I'm excited to shop, and I hope other people will be shopping as well.
Likewise.
But yes, please, you guys, start sharing it now, sharing it early, so that not only your followers know about it and know when that they can start shopping for your pieces, but also so that they can, other artists can learn about it and make sure that they are ready and prepared come May 1st. So let's get the word out there.
Agreed.
There you are. Oh my God, you were the cutest. I can't. I love how ready for that you were.
I planned it.
Good. Okay, anything else that you want to share with us, Megan, as far as like tools or wood burning tricks or any hacks or anything that you want to share, that we haven't talked about yet?
I just want to send my love to every single creator that is in the world right now trying to make it. I don't really self an open book. My direct messages are always open if you guys ever need to talk emotionally or about anything I'm doing with wood burning. I love to share the wood burning. That's my base, but it's not all that there is in the world. So I just wanted to send my love to everybody in the community. If I haven't already DM'd you, it's coming. So
Seriously, she is, and you guys, she's being real with us. You really can DM her and message her
yeah.
and just say hi and all of that stuff. So she's totally, you're one of those people, and it's fantastic. I'm so glad I know you.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody, please go follow her on Happy Camper KC and over at Happy Desk, and go check out her art and maybe commission a piece, and just go give her some love, because she's awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you.
This person says, is there a group that you are all a part of? Burnt Club?
Yeah, I was going to wear my tank top, but I couldn't find it.
It's okay.
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
I need a hat.
There, it's fine. Yeah, Burn Club, anybody who is a wood burning artist, of any and all skill levels, if you own a wood burning tool, you can be part of Burn Club. Just head to the link in my bio and you can sign up. It's completely free. And it's nothing but what I hope is helpful information for people who are wood burning artists. So, and an amazing community of people that have your back, which is the best part.
I always, and I put a post up recently. I have not found anything else on in the social media world that is as amazing as Burn Club. And I know that sounds like I am like brown nosing or whatever, but it's so true.
No, it's true.
It's so true. Everybody is so kind and sweet and helpful and genuine, and you just do not get that sort of love and support anywhere else on social media.
Well, and it's because of every single person in the community. We're all working together to provide that sort of environment. It, you know, it's not me, it's not you, it's all of us together that create that, and that's
The whole entire spectrum. I had one chick message me a question, and I'm always on my phone. I messaged her back in 5 minutes, and she was like, honestly, I didn't even expect you to answer the question, let alone read the question.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? And I'm like, I'm a real person, and I think that so many people are arrogant about, you know, their followers or whatever. And I don't care. But I'm just a Midwest gal who likes to drink beer and wood burn.
Yes. I love you. I love you so much. You guys, go give her a follow at Happy Camper Casey, please. You will just love everything that she's doing and everything that she's about. I so appreciate you for doing this with me. Thank you so much. Everybody be on the lookout for this video on YouTube. It will be there. Also, I'm going to ask her more questions and, you know, get this all fine-tuned down, and we'll get some pictures and all that good stuff and get this up on a blog. So you'll see that there too. And then be on the lookout May 1st through the 3rd for the Burn Club craft fair, because it's going to be fantastic. So be ready to shop. And if you have your pieces, be ready to sell. And yeah, thank you so much, Megan. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Later. Bye.
Bye.